Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. Got some NFL news, of course, and updates. As you guys know, we're seeing some Monday Night Football games. We're seeing Bijan go crazy. He had like 200 plus yards in this game. I think he had like 170 rushing. Let me get the exact numbers. Get the exact numbers so I can have everything perfect. But he went crazy in this game. Bijan Robinson thrashed the Bills defense, had an 81-yard touchdown. Of course, the score was 14-7. Went out there, got that, and the Falcons never lost control of this game. You know, the Bills tried to build some momentum to kind of get back in it, but the Falcons never lost control of this game. And the turnovers, of course, come back to bite them, especially the one at the end. But Bijan Robinson had 238 yards in this game. Went out there and went crazy. He rushed for 170. Yeah, that was correct. 170 yards. And the rest he got in the air. I think like 60 plus receiving yards in that game too. And then you look at DeAndre Swift, what he did for the Bears. He went crazy too as well. Had close to 200 scrimmage yards as well. Basically icing the game away, of course, after the Commanders turned the ball over as well. Like that, Jaden Daniels trying to do a handoff, and the ball, it was wet out there. It was raining and stuff as well. So the ball slipped up and lost the control of the ball. And then now you're looking at, of course, a loss for the Commanders. Now the Commanders dropped to 3-3, and the Bears improved to 3-2. They come up their bye week, of course, and we're gonna see how things kind of keep going for them. They have won 3 straight games, I believe. So I think they start off 0-2, a little shaky, of course, with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, and everybody have got things going. Moody hitting the game-winning field goal, of course. So yeah, that right there was a good moment for the Bears, and they're moving on, and we'll see what happens in their next game, of course, in their next showing. Now we also seen, of course, some other top moments of the week. NFL around the league. As you guys know, the first game of the week where you see the Eagles getting decimated by the Giants. Cam Scatterbo with the 3 touchdowns, of course, he had in that game. And then you look at Jackson Dart play good in that game as well. They need to stop doing that that head first stuff. They're gonna have some crazy brain scans on one day. Like it's gonna be like Ben Watt type brain scans. They keep seeing the headbutts. He's seen them doing like, I think your Cam Scatterbo get low like that. We going like straight head in and stuff. He going crazy like that. Like might find a way to still play aggressive and tough, but protect your head, and protect your health, and like protect yourself, of course. But they went out there and they balled out. And then you look at, of course, the Broncos and the Jets game. The Broncos defeat the Jets. The Jets is looking absolutely horrible. It got sacked 9 times. Justin Fields got sacked 9 times in that game. It was in London. Sacked 9 times, and the Broncos only allowed -10 passing yards. And then you look at Justin Fields, he had 45, passing yards total like that, which is horrible. It was a horrible game, a horrible display for the New York Jets. They couldn't get anything going. A lot of field goals in this game. They try to run the ball and get things going, but the Broncos defense shut everything down. 9 sacks is crazy, and -10 passing yards is absolutely crazy. And then you look at the Seahawks, of course, defeating the Jaguars. Chargers and Dolphins, that game right there, the Dolphins came back, had the lead in the game at one point, but then the crazy catch by Ladd McConkey, make a big time play. Then eventually you get the game-winning field goal. Of course, Chargers win that game and avoid a 3-game losing streak. And also Tua after the game. Tua was talking to the media after the game. He was saying that guys is missing team meetings and kind of just saying a lot of things with teammates instead of taking accountability for his own actions. Now Tua, yes, those guys might have missed those practices and everything like that happening, but that didn't stop you from throwing 3 interceptions in that game. And that's why I feel like the Tua's words are resonating a lot with the Dolphins locker room, because he's not taking accountability for his actions. It's just him like pointing the fingers at everybody, saying this guy did that, this guy did that, that guy did that, like that. But Tua's not taking accountability. I know quarterbacks are a little arrogant, of course, and, but you gotta take accountability eventually to your team can follow you as a leader. The team don't believe in Tua. Tua Tagovailoa is a very good quarterback. Well, I don't say very good. It's a good quarterback. We play good football. Like he has moments. We've seen him play when he led the Dolphins to 12-5 record. It was a 12-5 or 11-6 record when he was out there and was up there making some big time plays. Of course, big numbers. Of course, he had in the air. Was balling out. That was a few years back. But last season didn't look too good. The injuries, and then this season not looking too good as well. And Mike McDaniels, I know he said that Tua didn't mean it what he said, but it's like, you mean what you say. You say what you mean, of course, most of the time. So Tua, you got to find a way to do something. Right now, the Dolphins sitting there with 1-5. They could easily be sitting at they 1-5. They 1-5, right? Dolphins. They did it 1-5. Let me make sure. Yeah, Dolphins sitting at 1-5. Last game against the Panthers, it was up 17-0. Blow a 17-point lead against the Panthers. Panthers come back to win it. Rico Dowdle had 200 plus rushing yards in that game. And then this game right here, you have the lead late in the game, like 40 seconds left in the game. You have the lead, and what you do? you lose the lead and you lose that game. Those 2 wins come back with you. You be sitting pretty comfortable like that. You only have 2 losses taken off like that. You be sitting at 3-3 all right now, and that'd be pretty solid to be sitting there. You'd be right behind, of course, the Bills and the Patriots, because the Patriots are they're 4-1 right now, leading their division, and then the Bills are 4-2 now. And then you look at, of course, the Dolphins sitting where they sitting like that. Yeah, the Patriots what? Patriots are 4-2, right? Patriots are. Yeah, Patriots 4-2 as well. Yeah, the Patriots 4-2, and right now they're number 1 because they beat the Bills and it's the tiebreaker over them. But you're sitting right there in the mix if you won those last 2 games. But now the Dolphins sitting at the bottom, of course, next to the Jets right behind them, of course, 0-6 with the worst record in the league. So I don't know what's going on. The Bills, in this game, the defense wasn't able to stop anything, and their offense, of course, not enough weapons. King Coleman gotta step up and be better. Like last year, we gave him a little bypass. We know he's asked for talent, of course. He put up he had like 600 yards last year as a rookie. Well, we know he can do more. But the Bills might have to go out there, of course, and add another receiver. You got to add another playmaker on the outside to give Josh Allen an opportunity to go out there and put the ball out there in the air. And James Cook, take some pressure off him as well, because teams are only really focusing on stopping the Bills' run and kind of forcing them to put the ball in the air. And there's not really enough pass catchers on the outside and playmakers. Yes, Josh Allen can make it work. He won the MVP last year with the same receiving core, but it's still not sustainable throughout time. Did he make the Super Bowl? He did not. Did he win the AFC Championship game? He did not. Like that, you see when you play those tougher matchups and those teams can match up against you, and a team like the Falcons who can play, they get turnovers pretty well, and they also can run the ball very well like that. They do things like that, taking the ball away from you and also keeping you from getting the ball or running the ball and getting those long drives. Of course, they've been having. And it's very tough to beat like that. And now the Falcons are sitting at 3-3. I had the Bills win this game. I thought the Bills coming off that loss because the Patriots in the division game, they come back and bounce back and win a close one versus the Falcons. But Falcons handled business and got it done. So we'll see if the Bills make a move or a trade to get somebody in there. I know we're seeing, of course, Adam Schefter did mention that some teams are looking to seek trades. I know he said the Steelers are looking to get a trade, to get a receiver, of course, added to the roster. We've seen a lot of scenarios by A.J. Brown possibly getting traded somewhere, or some people say A.J. Brown to the Steelers. That'd be interesting. I think the contract that A.J. Brown got is crazy, but DK Metcalf and A.J. Brown was on the same team at Ole Miss before. Those big body, strong receivers, of course, play very physical, and A.J. Brown will fit well here. Aaron Rodgers would definitely target him. You would get a lot of opportunities here with the Steelers because he'd be the first or second playmaker, because DK Metcalf would be the first target, and they'd probably be A.J. Brown right after him, like that, or vice versa, depending on the games and stuff. But I don't know if the Steelers will be able to do that because of the money-wise. I think most likely the Steelers' best bet is to get a Chris Olave type or Jacoby Myers type, somebody who can kind of afford, who will fit that receiver 2 type role perfectly for you and kind of keep things going with where our team is. So we'll see what happens with that. But Chargers looking for a running back as well. Some guys up there, of course, you can possibly trade for to bring in. We know, of course, the Patriots, they say looking for another receiver to bring in as well, because Stephon Diggs is good, of course, but you want somebody else on the other side. They have a lot of young guys, young talent, trying to see if they can make things happen. So we'll see if they bring another receiver in too. They had A.J. Brown earlier as well, so they bring Jacoby Myers back. You never know, like that could happen. So we'll see what goes on. Alan Lazard name is circulating around a lot too, possibly a trade option for some people. So you just have to wait and see what happens. Rashid Shaheed, another name too as well. But yeah, so far this week, actually so far in the season, been crazy. Brian Branch, we've seen what happened after the game. He got into a fight with Juju Smith-Schuster. He's like slung him out the way and then kind of busted his nose open a little bit in that little fight that he had after the game. Of course, you shouldn't do that after the game. But I guess Juju, like they showed the full video. Juju was saying like, yeah, he was saying something like that. And he looked over and tried to shake Brian Branch's hand. Brian Branch and him already had a little moment in the game already where Juju kind of caught him like behind like that with a block, and Brian Branch got up and like in front of him. The referee broke that up. So I guess he tried to shake his hand. I guess he thought about that moment because he already lost. And he was like, I feel like a sore loser today. I'm just gonna be a sore loser. He went out there and just muff. Juju acted like he got hit by like a Rossing gun or something to the face. He got hit. He flew like 10 yards back, got up, and then ran in and got slung, got hit, got thrown a judo throw. And then, yeah, everything went bad. So, yeah, Brian Branch is suspended. It was rightfully so, of course. Brian Branch suspended because now you fight in the game, but don't fight. You fight after the game. They're like, nah, they're going to suspend you, of course. But he got suspended for that. Of course, got to be better a little bit. He had a lot of fines, of course, this past season and this season a little bit, too, as well. You got to learn how to just, keep it within the confines of the game like that. So, we'll see what happens with him. But we also seen, of course, The Cowboys lose to the Panthers, which is very crazy. Panthers, Rico Dowdle been running very well, and Chuba Hubbard should be back eventually too. So we got a 1-2 punch right there. Rico did have 1,000 yards last week, and last year. I think he had 200 yards last week, 200 yards this week. He's like third in the running back rushing list right now. So yeah, keep this up. You're gonna be definitely looking at a bigger contract coming, and also it's a big time season. Might be in the race for offensive player of the year if he keep playing like this. He's playing a high level. He's only played like 3 games, I think. And he had to start those other 2 games because Chuba Hubbard was injured. He played those games. He went out there like nothing and just went out there and balling out. So that's been good to see. Colts got a win, of course, with the Cardinals. We also seen the Rams destroy the Ravens. The score was 17-3, but if you watch the game, the Rams defense dominated in that game. And then you look at the Patriots, of course, they won 25-19. Drake May looked very good in the first half, 3 touchdowns in the first half. He was playing very good football. But Chris Olave, you got to make that catch. The over the top, threw the ball to him, Chris Olave right there, the ball in both hands. You got to make that catch. You got to make that catch like that to help your team stay in the game and win the game like that. You got to make that catch. And then you got the Browns, of course, getting decimated and dominated by the Steelers. Steelers had 6 sacks in that game. Well, they had probably 6 sacks and like 3 or 4 picks. And they caught some of those interceptions they dropped like that. You got to do a better job in that one. Thornhill dropped one. Patrick Queen, he had one like that. He tried to tip and try to catch it. Nick Herbig would have had a 9. He probably scored on his because he was it was nobody right there in front of him. He like tipped the ball like that, trying to get it around. But he dropped his as well. And we just seen some drop, of course. Joe Porter Jr. too had one in the corner. He jumped up for and dropped as well. So yeah, Steelers will probably be having 4 interceptions if they didn't drop some of those picks, but went out there and dominated. They kept the Browns at the end zone. I know some people say it's not domination, it's only 23 points to 9. If you lose with 2 touchdowns and you don't score a touchdown at all, you got dominated. They had less, the Browns came in, coming off of the game, they rushed for over 160 yards, only had 65 yards this game. The Browns defense was cool defense, of course, but they allowed the Steelers to put 23 points up on them, and the Steelers rushed for 100 yards on the best rushing defense, which is the Cleveland Browns. So the Steelers went out there and handled business and got things done. They got a short week. They got to play, of course, the Bengals. I'm going to be live for that, of course. Watching the Steelers play the Bengals on live stream. So come on and join in the live stream and the watch party, and let's see what happens. Titans lost to the Raiders. And then Buccaneers, that was a crazy game too. The Buccaneers finally won a game that wasn't one score. They did a good job in that game. We seen Mac Jones, the 2 turnovers like that come back to hunt you in that game. The Buccaneers won that game. Packers defeated the Bengals. The Chiefs defeated the Lions. It's crazy the Chiefs did not have any penalties in that game. Now, it's kind of hard to see a team that plays with no penalties at all in the whole entire game. You think at least have 1 penalty, like maybe a false start or maybe like a illegal formation or something. Not 1 penalty in that game, which is crazy. The Lions hurt themselves a little bit with some of the mistakes, but that game right there was a very crazy game like that. I picked the Lions to win that game, but the Lions fell short to the Chiefs. But it'd be good. The Lions won 4 straight games. They lost this game 4-2 now. They have bounced back, of course. And the Chiefs right now sitting at 3-3. So we'll see how things go. And yeah, we already discussed the Bills and Falcons and the Bears and Commanders game. So yeah, that's the NFL week so far. Some crazy things happening, of course. Things going on. Some top players of the week. I think my top player of the week, I'm gonna have to go with probably Rico Dowdle and Bijan Robinson and DeAndre Swift, the 3 running backs. I think the running backs, they've been the top guys of this week. You look what DeAndre Swift and Bijan Robinson did tonight, helped lead their team to victory. And also you look what Rico Dowdle did as well like that. It's been very cool to see like this. So I'm gonna say those 3 running backs are the top players of the week for me. But that's all I have for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe for more content. I'll see you guys next time on the channel, which will probably be most likely on Wednesday for game picks. And then on Thursday, we'll have, of course, the live watch party on Steel Syndicate channel. You can check out and look at the game preview I have over there on Steel Syndicate channel. And then tomorrow I'll have a video discussing some of the injury reports and everything on Steel Syndicate channel as well. So if you like a Steeler fan, you want to go over there, you can go to that channel, of course, and see that stuff. But I'll see you guys when I see you. Peace out.